So it's possible for the shadow to be at a different angle. It's just going to depend what you're looking at. For this particular sphere, the shadow is perpendicular to the sphere. So when you draw it, which we're all going to draw this, you'll want to do it that way. Okay. Also, the shadow is connected to the sphere. Sometimes I have students that draw the shadow kind of disconnected off the side. And if that were the case, if you can see the shadow, that would tell us that the sphere is hovering over the surface. Man, this thing's heavy. So, but it's not hovering, right? It's sitting on the surface. So that connected shadow gives us that visual information. Okay. And also, I told you how the darkest area of the shadow is closest to the object, right? Yes? Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
And then it gets lighter as it comes away from the object. Okay. What we're going to do with this is I'm going to kind of toggle back and forth between our tutorial and me drawing so that you can see how it's done. Okay? So, okay, we're going to have two windows open and we will do very well with that. Okay. You can see this one. We started this one. Okay. We started this one, so I'll start again. Okay, so what we're going to do is start by drawing a circle. Let's start with our 3B pencil, not the 6B. Oh, the other thing I want to mention is that when we look at this completed drawing, you don't really see a heavy outline around the sphere, right? Do you guys see a distinct line around the sphere? One person says no. Do you guys see a distinct line around the sphere? No. Okay, no, so this drawing is about value. The lines will disappear. You want your lines to disappear as you begin to shape, okay? So that means you need to start out with a very light line. And in many of your drawings that I was just checking, there were very heavy outlines. And that's kind of like a training wheels thing, right? We want to have those lines and stay inside the lines, okay? But now what we need to do is really focus on having very light lines because eventually we just want those to disappear and just have the drawing be about value. Okay, and we're not using a compass to draw a perfectly round circle. That would not look natural, and so we're not doing that, and that wouldn't look right. So let me show you what we will do. Okay? Okay. I'm going to get you started, and then... Okay, I'll get you started here, and then we'll go step by step. I kind of want you to see this and see me at the same time. Okay, so first of all, when you begin to draw a circle, well, you're going to draw it about this size, 3 to 4 inches across, okay? And draw it to the left side of your paper so that you have room for that shadow, okay? So don't draw in the middle. Now before I even make a mark on my page, I'm going to begin kind of tracing circles on my paper so that I can get a nice clean circle, okay? So I'm just watching my hand go around. Now look at my body. Look what's moving. If you can't see me, stand up. Thank you for actually doing it. My arm is moving, right? It's not a little wrist movement. It's not a finger movement. Okay, look at my hand on the screen. This is how we write. Like if I'm writing a letter to somebody, this is how we do it when we're drawing. So it's more of an arm movement. Okay, so I get my arm going till I really like my circle. Okay, and I can go slowly. And then when I like my circle and I'm feeling confident about it, then I'll go ahead and put the pencil down and make a nice even circle. Notice I'm going around a few times. Okay? And very light. Maybe you can barely see it. Okay? But that's how we're going to begin. Okay. Does everybody have that? Yeah. All right. Now we're going to draw the shadow. This is what our shadow is looking like. So remember, our shadow needs to be perpendicular to our sphere, and it's about twice as long. Okay? So there's my shadow. Not very dark. Again, light line. I know it's hard to see. Maybe if I turn the lamp off. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. There. Okay, now we know that our light is coming in this direction, right? It's coming from here. So I'm going to go ahead and make a very small light oval that represents my highlight. Okay, it's just kind of a long oval. And we can see it over here. Okay, now there's sort of a curved lightning bolt sort of shape that represents a value change on the sphere. So I'm going to draw that, again, very lightly. Okay, starting up here, come down, up.
Mrs. Lindsay, maybe you could do it a little heavy on yours because it is hard to see.
Yeah.
Okay,
On there.
heavier
What
that
they're
better.
going to be doing.
Here. Can you see it? Okay, I'll go a little darker. I just want to, you know, you can't go
Much
too
better.
dark or else it won't look right. Okay. And again, you want these lines to go away, so you guys make them nice and light. Okay? And then the last thing we're going to do is there's a little bit of a value change in the shadow itself. So we're going to draw a diagonal line, and it's very close to the bottom of the sphere here, and it kind of comes up like that. Okay? So from the bottom here, you're just going to draw a diagonal line. Does everybody have that much so far? Yes? Okay. We're going to stop there because the next step requires a little bit more time, and we'll continue with that on Monday, okay? So go ahead and turn the materials in.